Welcome to Java Forum. Now I am going to show you how to enable nested virtualization in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 virtual machine, which is running under VMware Workstation Pro 17, and we are going to show you how to install VMware Workstation Player 17 inside the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 virtual machine and install virtual machine inside the virtual machine. So very first step, I am checking the system information. So here you can see that I am using latest Windows 10 Professional Edition as a host machine. Next, see here below 4 features, Hyper-V features. So these 4 features should be enabled for nested virtualization, especially second level address translation extension should be enabled. So these are the features we needed for nested virtualization to be enabled. Next, second step, I am going to turn Windows features on and off. So these are the Windows features I have enabled and disabled. So especially I have turned off virtual machine platform and Windows hypervisor platform. So I have turned off these two features. Turn off virtual machine platform and Windows hypervisor platform. Next, I have installed Docker desktop already. So disable the Docker desktop. Okay, you need to disable the Docker desktop because it will prevent the nested virtualization. See here, I have disabled the Docker desktop service temporarily. So if I want, I can enable later. Okay, so this will block the nested virtualization in VMware Workstation. Okay, now let us go to VMware Workstation Pro 17. So here you can see that Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 virtual machine I have already installed. So now I am going to edit the virtual machine settings. So I am going to increase the CPU core count. So I am allocated 8 CPU cores. Now next important step, I am enabling the nested virtualization feature. Virtualize Intel VTX/EPT. That's it. So next I am going to options tab. So I am going to mount the shared folder. Okay. So I need shared folder because the shared folder contains all the Linux DVD ISOs and VMware Player binary to install in Linux. So I am mounting this shared folder. So everything is done. So final summary, I increased the CPU cores and enabled nested virtualization in VMware Workstation Pro 17. So this is the shared folder which I have mounted, which contains all the Linux DVD ISO files. Now let us start the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 virtual machine. So after starting the virtual machine, I am typing the command cat/proc/cpu info. So here you can see that some CPU flags are got displayed, right? I think bunch of CPU flags are there. So among the CPU flags, check that VMX and EPT CPU flags are there. VMX, EPT CPU flags. So which means that nested virtualization is enabled. So this is a good idea to check whether nested virtualization is enabled in virtual machine. Okay. Now let us come to the DVD ISO file. I am going to copy some RPM packages. So these are the RPM packages I have copied because these RPM packages are needed by VMware Workstation Player 17 as a dependency. So I am open the terminal. So I am going to install these RPMs which I have copied from Red Hat Enterprise Linux DVD ISO file. So in a single shot, I install all these RPMs as a root user. Okay, now next step, what I'm going to do, I am going to mount the shared folder, which I have shown before, right? So I'm going to /etc/fs tab and add this line. Okay. So I think I already done one video regarding how to mount the shared folder on VMware Workstation. Please refer to that video. So mount-a will mount the shared folder. Next I'm going to cd/md/hgfs. You can see that Linux ISO 2022 shared folders got mounted. And now I am going to install VMware Player 17 in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 virtual machine. So /VMware Player will install the VMware Player 17 binary in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 virtual machine. So make sure that all the dependent RPMs are installed and nested virtualization is enabled in your virtual machine. Then only you will get 100% success message. So installed successfully. Let me go to show applications. You can see that VMware Player is got installed. Click the VMware Player icon. So VMware Player is started. Accept the license agreements. So I am going to use for non-commercial use only. So provide the root password. Okay. So VMware Workstation 17 player is started. So now let us start to install the virtual machine inside the virtual machine. So my virtual machine is having 8 CPU cores and 8 GB of RAM. So let us try to create a new virtual machine. So installation step is same like a regular virtual machine installation in VMware Player. So I am giving one name to this virtual machine, RHEL 8 in RHEL 8 is the name of the virtual machine. Click the next button. So I am allocated 20 GB hard disk and store it in a single file. So these are the summary of hardware configuration. So anyway, I am going to customize. So I am increasing the CPU core count to 2 CPU cores. So and finally I have selected the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.7 DVD ISO file. So that's it. So that's all about the settings. Now let us start the installation. So power on the virtual machine inside the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 virtual machine. So installation screen arrived. So I have selected the installation destination, create one user, and software selection is server with guide. So these are the installation summary. Let us begin the installation now. So installation is completed and we have started the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 VM, which is running inside another VM. Okay. So I have started the terminal, run some commands. So I can able to run some commands inside the second level virtual machine. So finally we have achieved the nested virtualization. So I can able to run Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 virtual machine inside the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 VM. So you can also adjust your display settings as per your needs. So as a general advice, I would like to share some information. So if you have enough CPU cores, RAM, that is memory, and hard disk space, then you proceed with the nested virtualization, because nested virtualization will degrade your hardware performance and your hypervisor may get hanged. Okay, so I am having 13th generation Intel CPU processor, so which have 24 core processor. So for me, I think it's not a problem. Okay, and also I have installed only lightweight Linux. Okay, so which takes only 2 GB. So make sure that uh, you have enough CPU cores, memory, and hard disk space in order to proceed with nested virtualization. Okay, I am powering off the VM inside the VM. As a final words, let me show you some of the directories. So this is the VMware directory where your virtual machines are getting stored, and I think it consumed around 6 GB of virtual hard disk space, and also I can see that virtual network adapters are installed by VMware Player. So if you type ifconfig command, you can see the list of network adapters, virtual network adapters installed by VMware Player inside the VM. So finally, we have achieved the nested virtualization in Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8 in VMware Workstation Pro 17.